This is Brother Ron, and welcome to We All Be News Radio and TV, the news-free Dixie for the 21st century.
But what Dope did do, what this drug thing done, has removed that type of black male leadership from existing right now in this period. From the 60s. That bold black male hetero leadership is missing.
See, they got this stupid thing where if you have some success in life, you ain't a man. You're supposed to be a thug. If you got a job where you can wear a suit and tie, let alone a custom-made one, and it looks like it's got taste and is elegant, something's supposed to be wrong with you. You're supposed to be running around looking like you ought to be pushing the grocery cart with lawn bags in it. Brother, you know, like you down in the brother just cause he pimping, man, like that's what a brother got to do. No, it's not what you have to do, fool. There's nothing manly about pimping. That's about as low down and scurrilous and slimy as you can get it being a pimp. The only thing worse than pimps are child molesters.
Wow. But what makes a woman want a pimp or want to be on? I have met some women. Okay, they don't. Okay, what is the issue? What is
Let me tell you how the pimp game works.
Okay, tell me.
Preacher sets it up. Mama, grandmama, and aunts and their friend girls, they go to church all the time. They take their babies along with them. They're so young, they don't know what they're getting except propagandized. The preacher's telling all of the grown women that they're no good, low-down sinners. They're going straight to hell, but for the preacher and Jesus. So, okay, when grandmama sells 2 pieces more pie than anybody else, she gets stood up in front of the congregation and recognized. See, people have a need to be accepted as they perceive themselves. So the hoe sits up there and thinks she's low down, ugly, dumb, and stupid. Nobody likes her. And if they say she looks pretty, which she might be, if she's intelligent, which she might be, then they're just trying to run game on her and get in her drawers, which they get anyway if they got a few dollars. So she sells more nookie than the pimp's bottom hoe does on Thursday night. She gets to walk in with the pimp on his arm in the club, looking just like she came out of Black Panther magazine movie, you know. So they want to be accepted as they perceive themselves. They think they're dumb, stupid, ugly, ignorant, and the pimp tells them they're dumb, stupid, ugly, and ignorant, but he convinces them he stays there with them, and all the rest of them just trying to use her except him. So she gives him all her money. Bitch, where my money? You know, like, don't be hiding my money. Well, hell, get your ass out there, bend over, drop your drawers to your ankle, and take one up your backside. And a lot of pimps do, believe me.
Wow.
Pimps ain't high on the man scale. And, you know, it's like, I can't get away. He won't let me. Then keep your ass off the whole track. If you stay away from the whole track, he's scared to come where you are. He ain't going to do a damn thing, but you got your dumb ass out on the whole track.
Oh, that's some interesting stuff. Wow.
So, pimps can't turn anybody out. They claim they can, but they can't. All they can do is parasitically be adapted to recognizing women that have extremely low self-esteem and want somebody to tell them they ain't worth a goddamn, and then do a few little nice things like pat them on the head, but most of the time treat them like they're sluts and hoes because that's the way they perceive themselves.
I think people need to hear what you mean. This is powerful information because I have met former sex workers who come from the church, who come out of church home, fathers, grandfathers, ministers, but they end up becoming, you know, sex workers and stuff with those type of guys you described.
Look, the pimp, let me tell you, me, Marvin Ballin, Stanley Fink, Melvin Turner, and a few other folk used to represent most of the pimps and hoes in Memphis back in the early 80s.
Mm-hmm.
All right. A pimp can't turn no girl into no hoe, but the preacher can. He just recognizes that she's already been turned that way. And in fact, it's not just the preacher, it's her grandmama, mama, and her aunts that turn her into the hoe with the preacher.
Wow.
And the pimp just looks at it and say, instinctively almost, yeah, there goes somebody I can be a parasite on. Yeah, I remember one pimp, he was a gorilla pimp. I mean, he was really awful. Women thought he was good looking, tall and strong, but, you know, he jacked up his mama, jacked up his sisters, you know, drugged one chick around on chains behind his Cadillac, ground her kneecaps off, you know, but he was scared of his two ex-wives because they sat there and had his bluff in. He was scared of them.
Wow.
But every other woman was nothing but a piece of trash. He couldn't stand his mama.
Mm-hmm.
And see, that's one of the requirements for pimps. They secretly hate their mamas because the mamas haven't done much to show their manhood and basically have enabled what the fool has become.
Mm-hmm.
So he finds these women that have been crippled and have low self-esteem and whose mothers and grandmothers, sometimes not the mama, but an aunt or a grandmother saying, I just know the Lord does put a trial and a travail on me. He gonna be making you into a slut. You look too pretty. All these men's gonna be trying to be around you. Lord, what a trial and trib Jesus done put on me. I know you just gonna be one of them awful low-class women. See, they keep telling the girl that, and it becomes self-fulfilling.
Mm-hmm.
Pimp just walks in and recognizes what he sees. They might confuse themselves and claim to be turning somebody out, but they aren't turning them out. They're just parasites, and they recognize a viable host when they see one.
Well, Joe, let me ask you this: could a former hoe make a good housewife?
No.
Why? Why? Tell me why. This is interesting.
One of the problems is if she's inclined to do that, she's also inclined to try and be a pimp herself. And her method of dealing with the opposite sex is to tear them down into manageable pieces. How many times have you heard a sister say, I got to tear that Negro down into manageable size. He think he all this and that. I got to show him what he worth.
Right.
See, that's just like how the pimp works.
I have heard women go ahead.
They've had some ferocious female pimps too.
Yeah, I'm gonna say there's some women that used to be stoned. They become the bottoms.